The year is 2023, and a once beloved game developer's reputation is in absolute freefall. What was at one point probably the highest rated developer in the industry, a studio that pumped out classic after classic, has now become the home of...
Oh man, hold on, say that again.
A studio that pumped out classic...
Diablo 2, Warcraft TFT, Brood War, I can't.
After classic, has now become the home of incomprehensible horror. Corporate greed, broken promises, botched releases, stolen breast milk. This is the story of Blizzard.
Yeah, TFT, the Frozen Throne. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, and the Frozen Throne, TFT.
The year is 1991, and three guys have just graduated from the University of California. Alan Adham, Michael Morhaime, and Frank Pierce. They get together to create a game development studio in Irvine called Silicon and Synapse. The name is deeply philosophical and well thought out, with silicon representing the building block of a computer,
and synapse in the brain.
building block of a brain. However, people keep mistaking the silicon part for the material in breast implants. Anyway,
they don't use that anymore,
spent the first few years porting games to different systems, but soon begin producing their own original games, with The Lost Vikings in 1992 and Rock and Roll Racing in 1993. Eventually, they get sick of constantly being mixed up with women's breasts, so they decide to switch things up, changing their name to Chaos Studios. However, a company based in Florida already has the trademark, and are now asking for $100,000. They then decide to change the studio's name to Ogre Studios. But in 1994, they're acquired by a holding company for a few $1 million. And turns out, their new owners aren't a fan of the new name. Okay, so they flip through a dictionary, and oh my god, there it is. In 1994, Blizzard releases their first self-published title, a real-time strategy game called Warcraft Orcs and Humans, and it's an instant success. It's one of the earliest real-time strategy games to hit shelves, and it's a blast. It also has a modem and LAN multiplayer, meaning people can get together and go ham. And the game does well, selling 100,000 copies in the first year.
Oh shit, that's actually really good.
For the first time,
what the heck?
Blizzard Entertainment is profitable. They follow it up with Warcraft 2 in 1995.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Critically acclaimed, and now selling over 1 million copies in its first year. Nice.
10x?
It's now 1996, and a company called Condor Games is looking for a publisher for their nearly complete game, Diablo. Blizzard has a little look, and they like. So they buy them and rename them Blizzard North.
I played that shit.
It's also at this point that Blizzard notices something. Warcraft 2 had picked up a lasting online player base, mostly through third-party networks.
Oh, here comes chat.
Players over
Chat.
this magic new
Guys,
thing called the
I tell you guys, I tell you about this chat. Warcraft 3 chat is the beginning of everything.
internet. So they decide to make
Everything
their
you
own
know and love these days
Battle.net.
is from this.
Its original functionality is very simple, with the ability for players to chat to each other and search for a match. But on December 31st, 1996, it launches alongside Diablo, and people log on and play. Diablo is a massive hit, also selling over 1 million copies within its first year. In 1998, Blizzard launches StarCraft, an RTS set in space. It sells quickly and quickly grows a massive esports scene. Diablo 2 launches in 2000, another smash hit.
That's my entire life
It
right there,
reaches
chat.
almost 3 million sales by the end of the year, becoming the fastest selling PC game of all time. In 2002, Warcraft is back, and now it has an extra dimension. Warcraft 3 sells 1 million units in just 1 month, immediately becoming the new fastest selling PC
Reign of
game.
Chaos.
It also releases with a campaign editor, which spawns a series of popular mods like Defense of the Ancients. And
Chat.
after its expansion...
Chat, guys, listen, chat, guys. Compared to StarCraft, chat, this game had something different. Okay, chat, it is actually interesting. It's you control units, right? But you always have a hero. What you want is you want to have at least one hero, right? And in this, they get a bunch of heroes, right? All the heroes, and then they give new names, whatever, and they make this game where everybody only plays one hero. Fuck the units, they just play one hero, and boom, that's how this was made.
The Ancients.
That's how you play League and Dota and all that.
It's all hands on deck for Blizzard's next project. The year is 2004, and Blizzard is getting ready to release its biggest game yet. They'd seen how big MMOs like EverQuest were getting, and thought they'd try their hand. And after $60 million and 5 years of work, it's finally nearing
That's
release.
so little work for how much there is in there.
2004, World of Warcraft launches. And it takes the world by storm, smashing even Blizzard's forecasts. There are so many players trying to log on in the first week that their servers have a complete meltdown, with server queues reaching the thousands. Get past the queues and actually into a game? Well, now you're greeted with a ton of latency issues and a probable disconnection, meaning you're now back on that queue screen. After the initial server problems are ironed out and people can actually play, the game sucks people in en masse. Fans are very enthusiastic. It hoovers up awards left, right and centre, and sells a ton of copies, reaching almost 6 million sales by the end of its first year. World of Warcraft isn't like your average game though. Instead of simply buying a copy, players have to pay a $15 monthly subscription fee to play. 6 million times 15 every month, and Blizzard isn't doing too badly. Everyone is playing the game, and its ads go on to feature a ton of celebrities.
I'm Chuck Norris, and I approve this game.
And others like Vin Diesel, William Shatner, Henry Cavill, Mila Kunis, and Dave Chappelle announce their addictions in various interviews. World of Warcraft is everywhere.
God fucking damn it!
World of Warcraft would also result in the launch of BlizzCon in 2005, a massive annual convention that would feature big musical acts and announcements for Blizzard's future games. Fans could also ask the devs questions, and were sometimes even featured. At this point, Blizzard is among the all-time greats of gaming. Every game a smash hit. They could do no wrong. But first, flying a plane is easy. Just get in,
This is an ad?
flip a few switches, and you're off.
Oh, never mind.
But in War Thunder,
Oh,
it's
nah.
even easier, and a ton of fun. Jump into Xbox, PlayStation, stuff. Just sign up through the link in the description.
No, come on, at least let's get Overwatch before this.
The year is now 2006. World of Warcraft has almost 10 million active subscribers and is bringing in a ton of money. So naturally, it had turned a few heads. One of those heads, Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision. Now in 2006, Activision had made good tracks in just about...
Oh my god, chat, I just had a revelation. Holy shit. Hold on. Hold on. Guys, it's the guy from fucking Moneyball. Guys, it's the guy from Moneyball. Wait, what was his name? Bobby? Guys.
We're not going to do better next year. To be okay not spending money that I don't have. And I'm asking you to take a deep breath, shake off the loss, get back in a room with your guys, and figure out how to find replacements for the guys we lost.
It's the Moneyball guy! Holy shit, dude! That's insane! Look, at the end he tells us to fuck off.
The money that we do have.
I'm not leaving here. I can't leave here with that.
What else can I help you with?
Damn, tell him, dude. Tell him. He fucking, bro, you could tell he fucking knew that line from The Office, dude. Dude, you could tell he said his shit in The Office like a million times. Look at him, look at him. Look at.
What else can I help you with?
What else can I help you with, bitch? Get the fuck out of my office, pussy!
Months ago, I wanted to find out.
The fuck?
Activision. Now in 2006, Activision had made good tracks in just about every genre of games, except one. And one that was now booming. The MMO. With Warcraft currently bringing in over $1 billion a year in subscriptions alone, he's interested. Now at this point, Blizzard has changed hands numerous times, and is now owned by a company called Vivendi. So Kotick approaches Vivendi with a proposition. Vivendi receives money, Activision receives Blizzard. However, Vivendi says no. Instead, Vivendi offers to merge their gaming subdivision with Activision. with Vivendi owning a majority share in the resulting company. And after a brief hesitation from Kotick, in 2008, the deal closes. Activision Blizzard opens its doors with Kotick as CEO, and Activision and Blizzard now its two subsidiaries. Blizzard would supposedly retain most of its autonomy and keep their CEO, co-founder Michael Morhaime.
I met this guy.
It's now 2010, and Blizzard has gone from just under 500 employees before the launch of World of Warcraft to now over 4,600, the majority of whom are preparing for the launch of StarCraft 2 in July, and the third major Warcraft expansion, Cataclysm, in December. Now these launches were not small. Warcraft had been hitting peak after peak of players, and was now at 12 million monthly subscribers, and StarCraft 2's sales projections are also sizable. But Blizzard
Cataclysm
currently
can
has a
suck my
problem.
balls.
Their forums. They're a little bit toxic. Blizzard has a big team of moderators, but according to them, this still wasn't enough. So behind the scenes, they get brainstorming, and someone has a brilliant idea. How about we just force everyone that posts on our forums to use their real first and last name? Genius. And in July 2010, Real ID is unveiled. And people absolutely
Oh no.
So in an attempt to sell the idea to players, Blizzard's community manager posts his full name on the forum. See guys, it's fine. But almost instantly, people descend on the forum and get to work. And within mere minutes, they find and publish his home address, phone number, age, Facebook, family names, and a list of his favourite music and movies. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. And after just a few days of being announced, Real ID is scrapped entirely. By
No.
2009,
Was it?
the
Oh, it came back
Warcraft
later.
3 mod Defense of the Ancients had gained a significant following, and had even spawned a whole new genre of games, MOBAs. For much of that time, Blizzard had paid little attention to the mod or the game, but the success of the recently launched League of Legends could no longer be ignored. And Blizzard finally steps in, starting work on their take on the genre, titled Blizzard Dota. Around the same time, and Valve wants to make their own MOBA. They'd hired the head dev of the original Dota mod, snapped up the Dota trademark, and they're calling their new game Dota 2. Blizzard is furious. So in 2012, they file a statement of opposition, arguing that the name Defense of the Ancients was associated exclusively with Warcraft due to it being made in their map editor. However, this argument has issues.
No
See,
shot.
The mod was created in Warcraft 3's map editor, but that map editor had no specific terms and conditions on ownership of said maps, IP, and concepts. They end up settling out of court a few months after, with Valve getting the commercial rights to the term Dota, and Dota 2 releases in 2012. It's massively successful, and goes on to be an esports.
Chat, the people who played Dota, they knew everything
Releases
about
in
Dota.
2012.
They could have named this fucking banana, and it would have been had the exact same success. It didn't matter.
It's massively successful, and goes on to be an esports giant. Blizzard gets non-commercial use of the title for its community, and renames Blizzard Dota to Heroes of the Storm,
The
which
fuck?
releases in 2015,
Oh,
and support is canned 3 years later. Blizzard would change its licensing agreements for all future games to include their ownership of player-created maps in an attempt to avoid this ever happening again.
I mean, that shit was
It's
complete
2012,
garbage.
and the massively anticipated sequel to Diablo 2 is looking like it's releasing this year. Its development had been a bit rocky, with its dev team, Blizzard North, being canned in 2005, along with their version of the game. But on the 15th of May 2012, the rebooted Diablo 3 launches. The game is horrendous.
Yeah,
For one, its launch is horrific. The game is online only, and turns out there are massive server issues. People are spamming their login details over and over, only to be
auction
kicked
house.
out by error 37. What's worse, there's no queue system in place, so you have to manually retry every minute. This issue takes over a week to fix. Then there's the auction house. Here,
Oh, no.
loot can be bought and sold using your mum's credit card. Activision Blizzard gets filthy rich, while the balancing gets obliterated. Endgame content is also essentially non-existent. However, the game sells almost 4 million copies in its first 24 hours, and over time, slowly makes a turnaround. In 2014, the real money auction house is closed,
yeah.
and Blizzard launches Reaper of Souls, an add-on praised almost unanimously. They're ready to make a second add-on to the game, but management says no. Apparently, executives see the game as a massive failure and demand devs jump ship. The year is now 2015. The past 10 years had seen massive expansions to Warcraft, including controversial changes to the game and its mechanics, and player numbers reflect that, now being in steep decline. A growing number of players long to go back to the days of vanilla, version 1 of the game, back in 2004. One fan even floats the idea to Blizzard themselves at BlizzCon 2013. Here's how that goes.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
You think you do?
No.
Okay then, we'll just make one ourselves.
You don't.
And the fan-made Nostalrius vanilla server goes online in February 2015, running version 1.12, a month after the original launch. It's not long before the server gets massively popular, with almost 1 million accounts registered. It's also not long before Blizzard catches wind and brings the hammer down. Their lawyers sent them a cease and desist in 2016, and the server is promptly shut down. Realizing they were completely wrong about vanilla Warcraft, Blizzard do a full 180 and announce Warcraft Classic in 2017. Back in 2007, Blizzard started work on a huge MMO called Project Titan.
Yeah.
It was described as a combination of Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress, and The Sims. But development led nowhere, and 6 years later, the plug is pulled. A massive failure on Blizzard's part, and a major internal embarrassment.
I wonder what
However,
happened with this.
the team behind it would attempt to rework the remains of the story and assets into another project, and in 2016, Overwatch hits shelves. And it's amazing. It's critically acclaimed across the board, and massively popular, quickly becoming one of the most popular esports titles on the market. That, paired with their genre pioneering card
come
game
on!
Hearthstone.
Oh, come on! Could have picked any scene from esports, and he picks the Valiant, dude. Bro, come on, man, come on!
Titles on the market. That, paired with their genre pioneering card game Hearthstone back in 2014 that now has almost 100 million players, and Blizzard is looking strong. However, there are problems brewing. See, Overwatch was the last big game that had in the pipeline for a while, and they realised they don't have much to show off for BlizzCon 2018. So Blizzard rushes to find something to show off. Got it.
Oh no. What is that?
Fast forward to November 2018, and their presentation is ready to go. They sprinkle a few niche announcements here and there, like a remastered Warcraft 3, but they have one big announcement centerpiece. After 6 long years, a brand new Diablo. For mobile.
Like, look, Diablo 2, come play the mobile game that has nothing to do...
I'm amazed, honestly, it's this bad. This is fucking insane. I don't even know, like, what to even say about this.
Just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones.
The game eventually launches, and it's bad. Firstly, it's not even developed by Blizzard, but their Chinese partner NetEase. And turns out, it's monetized to the tits. It costs over $500,000 to max out a single character, and becomes the worst rated game ever on Metacritic.
If you're broke, you just say so.
By 2018, fans are noticing something. Activision Blizzard had been creeping, and Blizzard was changing. See, back in 2013, Activision had bought back the remaining Vivendi share.
Yeah. You know what, Nick? I'm not gonna make it. You all good? Okay. Non, merci. J'ai pris mal au cœur, c'est ça. I'm sick. No, I'm good. I'll survive. No, thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Shares for about $7 billion.
Wait, No.
Ah, bah c'est pas grave, c'est samedi, hein.
Oh, they don't have them here.
Ok.
Yeah, ils ont pas. C'est juste Disney. Okay, that's
Actiblizzard had bought back the remaining Vivendi shares for about $7 billion, meaning they, and by extension, Bobby Kotick, now had complete control of both Activision and Blizzard. Fast forward to 2018, and this creeping had only got worse. Because of the slowdown in game releases, Blizzard's revenues are taking an absolute nosedive. So Actiblizzard steps in. It pushes the company to cut costs, and gets them to produce games at a faster pace. With Kotick apparently installing his own
in all defense though, chat, I think that was the whole industry, no?
Executives within Blizzard to ensure that happens. Apparently, tired of Actiblizzard's meddling, Blizzard co-founder Mike Morhaime steps down as president and CEO and leaves the company after 27 years of work. He's succeeded by Warcraft's executive producer, J. Allen Brack. This guy.
And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
And as soon as this happened...
Alright, I'm gonna say it, chat. I'm gonna say it. You know what, chat? People said he was wrong, and they're like, haha, look, Classic is up, but you were wrong. I think he was right. I think he was right. Chat, when you want something back, you want to live a time, chat, there's a lot of components. There's everything that comes with it, okay? Times change, people change, everything you do change, the world changes. You cannot just change a component like a game and get that back and have the same experience with that product. It's not how that works, dude. The numbers reflect it too.
To do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
And as soon as this happens, we accelerate. The company immediately prioritizes cutting costs, and the Heroes of the Storm's development team is outright annihilated. Its esports league is also scrapped right before its 2019 season. As a result, entire teams, commentators, and support staff are suddenly left jobless. And despite 2018 being a record year for Actiblizzard profits, they lay off 800 employees, almost 10% of the company. They begin rehiring the exact same jobs a couple of years later. So going into 2019, people are not happy. But turns out, over on the other side of the world, and things are happening in Hong Kong, they're not good. Their government has proposed a bill that would give China more authority over them, and that's not too popular. At the same time, Hong Kong native Blitz Chung is participating in Hearthstone's esports league. He wins, and uses the post-game interview to show his support for the protests. But as soon as he says it, something happens. See, Blizzard has a huge player base in China, and to keep that player base available to them, they have to bend over backwards for the Chinese government. So when this happens, they go scorched earth. They take the livestream.
Wait, did the casters hide?
Chinese government. So when this happens, they go scorched earth. They take the livestream down seconds after he says it, slap him with a year-long ban, and even confiscate his prize money. Even the guys casting the stream are fired. It's not long before the internet catches wind, and people are furious. At one point, even Congress members have a go. After a few days of pressure, J. Allen Brack eventually comes out. He reduces the ban to half a year, and grants Blitzchung his prize money back. He also says that Blizzard's relationships with China had no influence on their decision. Blizzard is starting to look seriously not cool. So they decide to go into BlizzCon 2019 with the big guns, announcing Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Also, that Warcraft remaster they'd announced at the infamous 2018 BlizzCon is coming out next year. This'll be good. Back in 2015...
I mean, dude, at this point, chat, guys, the Overwatch players would dwindled so badly, chat, that there's so little players they decided to switch from 6-player teams to 5. You know, dude, it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Remaster old games, the first of which would be Warcraft 3. And in January 2020, the highly anticipated remaster launches. And, oh boy, the game is beyond terrible. Here's why. Before launch, Warcraft 3's advertising touted multiple new features. Over 4 hours of cinematic new cutscenes, more story, and new voice acting. and a complete campaign overhaul, changing the story to be more in line with the current Warcraft lore. But when players log on, turns out absolutely none of this is in the game. This is after being advertised on the website for over a year.
Liar!
There's also a ton of features from the original Warcraft 3 just outright missing. Here are a few of them. No ranked play?
No.
No profiles?
No.
No account stats?
No.
No custom campaign?
No.
No clans?
No.
No cross-region play for custom games?
No.
And no offline play?
No.
It's possible after a few patches, but it's a little complicated. Also, after some digging, people realise the main menu background is actually a Chrome-based web app, and is taking up more of your CPU power than the actual game. Online matchmaking sucks and kicks you out all the time. This is without a way to reconnect, by the way. Graphics are worse than advertised.
Treason! Have you lost your mind, Arthas?
The new art direction is bad. 5 of the game's maps are exactly the same as the original, and poor optimization, tons of crashes, and countless bugs. On top of all of that, Reforged is a mandatory update for everyone with the original game. Own the original with no intention of upgrading? Well, here's an additional 30 gigabytes of install size anyway. All of this amounts to one of the worst launches of a game in history. Within a few days of release, it ends up at 0.5 out of 10 on Metacritic. At the time, the lowest Metacritic score in history, before being dethroned by Diablo Immortal. So naturally, hordes of people pile in to request refunds. But wait, you've booted up the game even just once? Sorry, you're not allowed. There's so much outcry about the game, however, that Blizzard eventually caves and starts actually granting refunds. The game is so bad that the entire classic games division of Blizzard is completely canned.
You're fired! Get out of here!
It also causes an upcoming Diablo 2 remake to be pushed back more than a year. So it's 2021, and Blizzard's reputation is currently abhorrent. But luckily, Overwatch 2 is just around the corner. Hold on a sec. Oh god. Turns out that over the last 2 years, the California Civil Rights Department had been investigating Activision Blizzard due to multiple reports of sexual harassment from staff. And by July 2021, they had enough evidence to file suit. The lawsuit states that sexual harassment, unwanted advances, and groping are common within Blizzard, both before and after the merge. This includes the mention of an executive suite at 2013's BlizzCon. It's not a nice place. In fact, some employees literally dub it the Cosby Suite. Then there's the alleged underpaying of women, and complaints to both HR and the president repeatedly being ignored. But there was something else. The employees' breast milk. It keeps being stolen. In the lawsuit, more than one employee alleges breast milk theft. It was very clearly breast milk, in baggies with a baby's face on it, a former producer claims. One day, I went to retrieve my pumped supply at the end of the day, and it was gone. The fallout is monumental, and makes headlines industry-wide. Few people are spared. Current Diablo 4 lead, gone. His character's name in Overwatch, also gone. Level designer on World of Warcraft, gone. Head of HR, definitely gone. Warcraft lead, gone. J. Allen, gone. Their chief legal, gone. The Wall Street Journal also alleges that Kotick knew about the whole thing, ignored it, and in some cases, even jumped in himself. He denies most of the allegations.
I did not.
But eventually apologizes for a one-time instance where he left a voicemail threatening to have his assistant killed. That's all fine then. Water under the bridge. Sponsors like T-Mobile, Coca-Cola, Kellogg, IBM and Pringles also all jump ship from the Overwatch esports league. And Activision Blizzard is hit with a class action lawsuit on behalf of its shareholders.
No. Wait.
IBM and Pringles also all jump ship from the Overwatch esports league. And
oh, chat, you know what I got, chat? Chat. Look at it, chat. Look at it. Chat, what is this? T-Mobile MVP trophy before they left. Holy relic.
Activision Blizzard is hit with a class action lawsuit on behalf of its
I'm not in this
shareholders.
thing.
What?
Overall, the situation's not looking great. Activision Blizzard denies most of the claims, and in June 2022, they investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing. The immediate reaction to Overwatch 2's announcement was one of confusion. Overwatch 1 was a monetized game with a thriving player base and regular updates. The kind of game that doesn't need a sequel. So this was a strange move. Overwatch 2's development would also mean the end of support for Overwatch 1 in 2020, with us seeing no new Overwatch content for multiple years, essentially killing the game. What? But with Overwatch 2, Blizzard reassures us it was all worth it. Just look at all this new stuff. 5v5 instead of 6v6, shiny new graphics, balancing changes, map reworks.
Chat, we would get like a one map every like 8 months, something like that, right? Or something like that, right? Then they stop updating, and for like 2 years, some shit like that, there's nothing new. And they're like, oh, here's a new game. Here's like 3 maps. And it's like, brother, if you just kept up the pace of how you're releasing the maps, we would have the same amount of maps. Like, not because you stopped doing something, you say, oh, we did do it all at once, that it's like an explosion. You didn't do anything.
6 new maps, 3
you
new
just
heroes,
repasted.
more than 30 new skins, a new game mode, a battle pass and cosmetics shop, and most importantly, a PvE campaign. People had been longing for a story in the Overwatch universe, and now it was finally happening. And it was ambitious. Blizzard shows off a full campaign, along with hero missions, talents, and massive skill trees unique to each hero. Hundreds of missions at launch, they announce. A truly replayable campaign.
Okay.
And don't worry.
Guys, I played at BlizzCon, chat. Guys, I streamed that shit, chat, okay? Guys, I am not kidding, okay? The mission was like, it was like 20 minutes long or something like that. Chat, I was bored at like 9 minutes in. That's how bad it was.
With Overwatch 2, Blizzard tells us they were redefining what a sequel really means. Overwatch 1 players get all the new maps, updates, and heroes that release in Overwatch 2, and both player bases can crossplay together. The purchase of Overwatch 2 essentially only granting the PvE mode. Okay, sold. Players are on board. 10th of March 2022, and Blizzard has an announcement. Look, we know we said hundreds of missions at launch, but, well, it's taking a while, so we're just going to release the game now without it, and add it later. Then in June, they come out again. The game's now free to play, and launching in October. But anyway, on the 4th of October 2022, it goes live. There are some issues. Events are bad, tons of balancing issues, the looking for group feature is now just completely gone, but mainly, there's the new cosmetics system. In Overwatch 1, earning cosmetics was simple. Just play the game, level up, and earn loot boxes that give you skins. You could pay for them, but that was completely optional. In Overwatch 2, things are different. Blizzard has now slapped on a seasonal battle pass system, where the bulk of cosmetics would now be unlocked.
My loot boxes.
There's also a rotating store, and the prices there aren't great. You can unlock skins for free through the challenge system, but there's a problem. It takes about 8 months to get one. A simple character recolor takes almost 4 weeks. All of this means that it will take you around 327 years to get all the stuff you could get relatively quickly for free in Overwatch 1.
The Battlefront method.
Playing. Also, there's now a new hero every other season, and they'd be locked behind the later levels of the season pass. Your options are, spend every minute of your life grinding for them, or pay up.
Give me money.
In Overwatch 1, they were unlocked straight away. Fans don't take kindly to these changes. But then in May 2023, Blizzard comes out again. So, that PvP hero campaign that we've been advertising, and was pretty much the sole reason we made the sequel in the first place, pretty much completely scrapped. No more talent trees or hero missions. Instead, we're just gonna pepper some PvE missions around every few seasons. This was essentially the entire selling point for the sequel. Some of the remaining story content is still planned, with its first release on August 10th, but when it finally releases, it's only 3 missions. Blizzard is saying the game won't be getting any more story missions until at least 2024. They also add Overwatch 2 to Steam, and it instantly becomes the worst reviewed game of all time now. The year is now 2023. And Blizzard's reputation has never been worse. So when Diablo 4's release approaches, people are cautious. But on the 5th of June, the game launches. And it's surprisingly good. There are some issues here and there, but reviews are mostly positive, and over 10 million people log in and play, making Diablo 4 Blizzard's fastest selling game of all time. For the first time in years, things are actually looking up. And this game was live service, meaning it would receive 3 seasons of content for the foreseeable future. The first of which was launching in July. A month later, and in July, Season 1 of...
Because I hadn't heard or seen the word D4 since the game released. And guys, I've been looking. It's not like I've been living in a cave. I haven't seen this logo in like legit months.
The game drops.
This video is first time.
It is disastrous. And Reddit goes into a complete meltdown. Turns out, everything gets a big nerf, including the Metacritic score. The Sorcerer class, which was already underpowered, is hit especially hard. Then there's the enemies being overpowered, much less XP, a bunch of reskinned dungeons and enemies, barely any new content, and 0 quality of life changes.
Everything here is wrong.
One streamer on Twitch tries to explain why the season isn't that bad. Here's how that goes.
Explosion is at... I actually just lost my hardcore character while trying to explain this to you. I changed my mind. I hate this season.
And it seems Blizzard also...
How did he die?
Tries to explain why the season isn't that bad. Here's how that goes.
Explosion is at... I actually just lost my hardcore character while trying to explain this to you. I changed my mind. I hate this season.
And it seems Blizzard also has a bit of a fixation on the
Battle Pass, Battle Pass, Battle Pass, Battle Pass, Battle Pass, Battle Pass.
Speaking of which, it gives paid players 666 platinum. The cheapest item in the store is 800. Also, back when Blizzard
that's the
was
Todd
designing
method.
the menus for the game, they decided to place the Activate Premium Battle Pass button right next to the button you're constantly pressing to see your season progression.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
There's also no confirmation button, so if you want to check your progression and accidentally misclick, congratulations, you've just purchased it. There are multiple other confirmation buttons for other menu options in the game. So Blizzard's last few years haven't been great.
Somehow, Blizzard is now worse than Bethesda.
It had slowly become clear to people,
Hey,
with overreach from
whoa.
Activision,
Maybe actually.
more fiscal concern, and most of the original talent having left the company, among other things. Maybe Blizzard wasn't the company it once was, and after a back-to-office mandate in 2023, even more talent is leaving. So much talent that Blizzard is now actually creating crisis maps for what content they can and can't get done. But with the acquisition from Microsoft, who's currently focusing on making good exclusives to slap on their Game Pass, some fans are hopeful for change. But for now, the outlook on Blizzard Entertainment remains bleak.
Dun, dun, dun.
And don't forget about the epic, accurate, action-packed War Thunder free-to-play PvP vehicle game. Sign up through the link.
Let's give it. I enjoyed the video.